Hello my fellow viewers, hoping you all are enjoying your day today, because today I've surpassed the 500 sub mark, which seems to be a good goal overall. Who knows what will be left in the future as I progress through the YouTube algorithm, but I'm glad to see you are all here to enjoy it with me. Once again, I've compiled another Q&A as I have more viewership, and here are the questions you guys have sent me. Frank Murphy asks, is cereal a soup? I'd personally say it isn't, since soup tends to have liquid always involved in it. And I'm pretty sure that cereal usually has milk, but it's only really your choice to put that milk if you want it there. Red Vision asks, how tall are you and what is your opinion on VRChat ERPing? 5'6". I don't know why you chose to put that emoji though. Also, I think most people kinda see being short as a disadvantage in life or something. But personally for me, I find it a good thing considering I like women who are taller than me. I know I didn't have to go into detail why, but I just felt like saying that. And also, about the other question regarding ERP, if you do that shit, you need help. Like, bro, what are you doing with your life? There is so much more to life than lust. The worst part by far is the fact that all this shit is just normalized. Like, come on dude, go to the gym or something. And for the couples who actually have met in real life and do it while they're on some vacation far, far away or something, I'd still wouldn't do it. The avatars are just random ass characters and don't usually reflect that person. And also, if anything, the more you stay away from that, the more the need for connection builds. So when they come back from vacation or yada yada, the feeling of connection will be twice better than if you were doing some weird ass shit in VR. Now Fel asks, if you're flying through the desert and your boat gets a flat tire, what should you have in your pocket? And what is your favorite car? First of all, why would the boat have a tire? Unless we're talking about that one vehicle from SpongeBob. And second, how does a random boat even appear in the desert where there's barely any water? But if we're talking about the same boat car from SpongeBob, I'd want to have a lug wrench. But it would still be better to have it in the car trunk, so I'd personally just have my phone obviously in my pocket. Also, my favorite car would be the Hennessey Venom GT, as it truly is a underrated gem, which I'm actually driving right now in the gameplay background as you can see. Storm Hunter asks, which Gmod tornado mod is better, X-Twisters or X-Twisters 2? And have you ever seen a tsunami? And what is your favorite Fujita scale tornado type? And your favorite BeamNG vehicle? To be real honest, I'm not really sure. Both are equally really good. But I think I still prefer X-Twisters over X-Twisters 2. And no, I have not ever seen a tsunami. I've been stuck in Florida for days. All my days, matter of fact. And regarding my favorite tornado type, I'd say I like the EF3 category. As one of the largest tornadoes, the El Reno tornado of 2013 had reached 2.5 miles in length, but still it was EF3 and not EF5. Now Storm also asked me what is my favorite BeamNG vehicle, and with that I'd answer the Ibishu Pessima, as it is based off my grandma's car, the Mazda 626, which I've made a video on. Here's a little picture of my grandma's car compared to the Ibishu Pessima. I think you can see the close resemblance now. Mark asks, what is your favorite book? I don't read a lot, but I prefer the Hunger Games, and there is another book I do prefer that some others may not categorize as like a reading book. But for the OGs, I absolutely enjoyed reading old Minecraft handbooks from 2014. Dur Burnster asks, what is your favorite video game, animal or pet, and what is your opinion on me? Personally, I have many favorite games, but my top 3 would be Garry's Mod, Minecraft, and Driver San Francisco. And for a specific favorite animal, I'd place a dog as my favorite. If you want a specific dog breed, that would be the Border Collie. In regards to my general opinion on you, I don't got much to say. You're an okay guy. Just please don't assume I dislike a certain race because of the people I've spoken to. Anti-Bass asks, what is your opinion on Hotline Miami? Hotline Miami in my general opinion is a great game. I mean, the reviews even speak for itself. Unfortunately, I haven't played it myself though, but maybe I will someday. Bird asks, Minecraft or Terraria? Minecraft for straightforward simple gameplay, and Terraria for increasingly hard difficulty and diversity. That's just how my book goes. Commander Game asks, chocolate is made out of coca, and coca is a plant. Does that make it a salad? I would personally say it isn't a salad, usually, as salads have things like lettuce and ranch in them. and chocolate doesn't really seem to match the taste of such a food. Chernobyl Wizard asks, do you play Ready or Not? I do not, but I've seen my brother play it, and I have been thinking about trying it myself. Viet Pat asks, how long have you played Garry's Mod for? I've played Garry's Mod for a long time, approximately around 2,500 plus hours. If you're asking how, this is because most of my time I do Nextbot runs and other stuff with Lambda bots and would storm chase with my friend Stormhunter. I would also sometimes play with my friend Neo and my friend Meepios. Orange Umbrella asks, do you watch NFL or college football? No, I don't tend to like football, but even if I look at a sport, I don't really find enjoyment from watching people play it. I only find enjoyment in that sport if I am the one playing. Pedro asks, do you like people recommending you video ideas? Sometimes, but not when they constantly comment on every single video begging me to make a video on someone I don't know. I'm only human, I'm not a machine. Core asks, want to play a Roblox Tycoon? Sus. I can't go AFK because I think we all know what bro's gonna do. Bro's gonna be clicking the W and S key repeatedly when I go AFK.
Eternos asks, if you could delete one thing in the world, what would it be? If I could delete one thing in the world, that would be porn. I mean, some people even know it's bad, but since the whole industry is fucked up with everything, they still fall into the same cycle of shame and guilt because they can't fight their urges well. And it pisses me off to an immeasurable level. Like, me being a loving person, I cannot describe the anger it gives me. The worst part by far is the fact that the bad people, who don't even care about others, tend to just be involved in all this shit and still find their way into a relationship that will just be put to shit. And something also that really angers me are sometimes mothers involving themselves in these degrading activities. I made a post earlier about some furry who goes by Silly Mom on Twitter, and she's probably like in her 50s based off a picture I've seen of her. And she made some posts that was regarding Mother's Day. In this post, she said that you could quote unquote celebrate Mother's Day with her, and that the funding would go to her kid's high school graduation. Number 1, why are you saying for them to hang out with you when they clearly have a real mother who genuinely actually cares about them? Like, are you trying to take them away for your own lustful benefit? Even if they had a bad mother or their original mother's deceased, why would they spend their time around a porn addict who's attracted to animals? Number 2, why do you have a kid if you're literally involved in a group of people that literally only, I swear they only do this, involves in things like furry porn and drinking? Like, I was fuming at the thought of it. And the fact that there has not been one person who has called her out for it is just baffling to me. And I'm not saying that just because she's a furry, but literally most of her following is NSFW related, or goes by 18 plus only. And obviously her fans, aka other porn addicted furries, don't seem to be saying anything in concern regarding the fact that she has a son. Like, you shouldn't be a mother at this point. You have failed as a mother if you're doing all this. I even now just recalled the time she joked about pissing on the Bible, which I get it if you're not Christian, but why do you have to be so rude to a sacred book? Best I can do is pray for them at this point, but I hope the son turns out to be a better example for a family when he grows up in the future. And hopefully, if he does find out, he can recognize what his mother's doing is wrong. Iron Thomas asks, have you ever played a Mortal Kombat game? I have one time on a console. I don't remember which, but I think it was around 2019 and 2021. I didn't play much, but let's just say the first time I played, I got destroyed by my brother. Malv asks, what will happen when we finally defeat the furries? I don't think that's ever going to happen, and believe it or not, I wouldn't. I just want the bad ones gone. This definitely is going to have some people question me, but believe it or not, I do have friends who are furries. They aren't a huge percentage though, considering it's hard to find a rare few who are actually acceptable and not addicted to adult content. Super Dude asks, what's your favorite drink? My favorite drink would be water. I don't like any sodas, so I don't see me obviously liking beer or wine, which I have not drank once in my life. Handy Cup Official asks, do you plan on live streaming or have you already started streaming? I don't really plan to yet, as I don't know how it works. Also, my PC setup is in my living room, so my parents would interrupt lots of the streams. Artsy Girl asks, who is your favorite friend and least favorite friend? I only really have favorite friends as I love all my bros and wouldn't degrade them, despite the flaws they have. But if I were to pick number one, still, I can't really make a decision on one person, so I'd say it would either be my friend Neo or Meepios. I can see my friend Neo has a lot of potential, and I think he's very mature for his age, while still being understanding, but also having the guts to speak his mind on things if he thinks something or whatever someone is doing is fucked up. I truly wish the best for him, and believe he will go far in life. My other friend Meepios also has a understanding tone as well, and despite how he may be viewed, he still tends to be a nice guy. He's also helped me a lot substantially with my animations, and motivated me to animate what I animate now. Snake asks, do you prefer burgers or hot dogs? And how have you gotten better than me in terms of animation? Personally, I like both obviously, but I'd prefer hot dogs. I don't know, they just seem to taste better and be more simple. Only issue is, I don't want to be looking gay eating them. And on terms of animation, I have gotten help from my friends Meepios and also Mixed. I tried to draw things multiple times, getting better and better each time in movement, smoothness, and the structure of the human anatomy. Mixed asks, what is the one thing in the world you wished existed in today's world? To be honest, I wish morals were more prone in this world as back in the old days, where people actually knew how to respect their peers and elders. User NM6QN asks, what is your opinion on the Brotherhood not allowing burned furs? I don't really think it was a smart idea, as power comes in numbers, and the more people involved in something, the more attention it gets. Along with peer pressure possibly being a factor, which could have countered the prevention of degeneracy better. Charles asks, do you have a favorite SCP, and if you do, which and why? My favorite SCP originally was SCP-1471, just alone because how cool I thought it personally looked, and then the furries ruined it. Soon after that, I changed my mind and had SCP-682 as my favorite SCP, and they ruined that too. After that, I decided my only hope was SCP-939, and the furries fucking ruined that too! At this point, I'm chilling with SCP-035, as he seems like a chill dude if he's not trying to kill you at least. Barbadian Federation asks, what is your opinion on the Fallout franchise? I don't play Fallout, nor have I ever tried to actually play the game, but to what I've seen in edits and random videos, it seems like a pretty cool, intriguing game. Plain asks, can you have a cheeseburger? I don't even know what type of question that is, buddy. If I want a cheeseburger, yeah, I could go make one, but I kind of just like it plain. Battlelist Jr. asks, what does it feel like to have deja vu? I have experienced it many times in my dreams and here too. Deja vu is pretty weird, and I used to have it a lot, like weekly. For the sake of it, I would always do the most random shit every time I got deja vu, just to prevent me from doing the same thing again, and still, I'd feel like I'm copying my past self. Mr. Poison asked, do you like Monty Python? I had to look this up, and by the looks of it, I think I've seen one video on it before. But I'd say I definitely probably enjoy it. Colorvet Production asks, opinion on Fur Affinity getting hacked? Now personally, I don't think much of it. I'm not really against the dude who hacked them because I don't really think he did anything crazy like dox anybody. And he did post on Twitter the issue with the furry fandom, which is good as it can spread potential awareness and potentially encourage others to solve the issue. Zenitsu asks, if potatoes are vegetables and tomatoes are fruits, and I make fries, would it be a salad? Well, if you made fries, it's just from potatoes, so those would probably still count as vegetables. But if they were to be mixed with tomatoes, maybe it could be a salad, but I wouldn't call it one personally. Frisky asks, do you find people where you live arrogant generally? And what state would you be willing to visit or move to, then Florida? And do you prefer fast food burgers or homemade ones? For me, I don't find them super arrogant, but some people in Florida, specifically in my school, can be sometimes really annoying and downright a pain to deal with. But it's not as bad as you think if you're talking about the general population. If I were to live somewhere besides Florida though, I would probably choose to reside in Kansas to pursue my love for chasing tornadoes or be up in Michigan with my close friend. I also prefer homemade burgers as they seem and tend to be healthier. Incognito Dude asks, who are your favorite anti-furries? I don't really have any favorite anti-furries since I'm not one myself, but I'll include my best friend Mepios as he still technically is somewhat a part of their group. Fate asks, what is the best Group C era race car? In my opinion, I love the build of the Mazda 787B, and I think it matches up well along with the other Group C era race cars. It even has a great design and color, so it takes the cake for me. I wish it had ABS though. Danny here asks, what's your opinion on black metal and what's worse, pedophilia, paraphilia, or zoophilia? Black metal for me is quite stale. I like many genres of music, as I can fit them into many scenarios in my head, but with heavy metal, I can never do much. Even in fight scenes, they don't seem to match up with them well for me, because it's more like yelling at the microphone than actual rhythm. Now what is worse, pedophilia, zoophilia, or paraphilia? In my general rule, I rank pedophilia as the first worst, zoophilia is the second worst, and paraphilia is the third worst. GB13 asks, who is the best Rizzler you know? I don't really know much, but there's this guy in my school who's not really popular, but he gets like a new girlfriend every single year and it concerns me because I don't even think he cares about them. It seems like he's just using them over and over again. But I can't be making assumptions because I don't know. I mean, I've never seen him fight with his current or previous girlfriends. Zhaoheng SFM asks, what do you think of the newly globally released MOBA game, Honor of Kings, and do you play TF2, and how often do you play Gary's mod? I don't think much of the newly MOBA game, as I don't really tend to play mobile games, nor do I know about this one in particular, but the ratings should speak for itself, I guess. I've also never played TF2 since, well, I just haven't had much interest in it. I like the funny SFM animations people make, but the game itself is a different story. Especially knowing people can put what I think are called sprays, and some of them can be really weird. And along with Gmod, I don't tend to play much, it kinda just goes on and off for me. Sometimes I really want to play, sometimes I don't. But I have at least 2,500 hours, as I tend to play with Lambda bots that mimic my friends and their actions. And this can really cause some crazy funny scenarios.
That's the good stuff.
With that, folks, I don't really have any other Q&A questions on my phone as of now. So with that, I'm going to be ending the video off here. I hope you've enjoyed everything, and I hope you stay well. So take care.